Bonjour, hola. Right. What would you like to know? What can I tell you? Okay, going to be using the woven wisdom to start off. What do you need to know? What does the Tarot Collective need to know today? How are you? Everybody okay? Everybody all right? Having a good weekend? Having a crap weekend? Somewhere in the middle. I know it's brutal at the moment, and I know some people are flying through it. Some people are doing well, some people aren't. Whatever your state of being today, I hope you're doing well. I hope it's okay. Sending you a high. Okay. Nurture and nurtured. Legacy, strength, ownership, and truth. A lot of that around today. I did another reading earlier. There's a lot of speaking your truth around. What do the collective need to know for themselves? Hey. So the shepherd. Care for community, avoiding pitfalls, express concerns. Somebody. Okay, I'm getting an image of someone who has a family member in a care home or some kind of care in the community, maybe a nurse or some kind of practitioner going to visit a family member. Care for community is really standing out to me, okay? That just there. It's really standing out to me. Care for community, avoiding pitfalls, express concerns about the nature of nurturing within that establishment with that person. Somebody, I'm also getting an image of maybe a family member, a sister, or a cousin, a brother. It's definitely female. There's a female caring for a member of your family that you're not happy with. Okay. And this is saying express your concerns. There is a legacy here. Okay. Nature and nurtured. Something about the quality of care isn't right. Okay. And they're saying own your truth. Work out what the truth is. Be sure of the truth. Okay. Um, if you are sure of the truth, you can avoid the pitfalls when you speak up. Okay. Now, what actually came out earlier was escape from tower escape, which was interesting. And I'm being reminded of that here, but there's weariness or wariness. Be aware. Caution and clarity, graceful surrender, rebuild and rejuvenate. So it's cautioning you about expressing your concerns if you do not know the truth. Okay? Make sure that you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Okay? Before you go into it. And if I'm honest, both of these cards show elderly people. So I do believe it is to do with an elder. Oh, look at my hand shaking. Um, Somebody is very nervous. My left hand does not normally shake, it's usually my right hand. So somebody is worried. It's making you nervous. You're upset and stressed about it. And there is guidance to express your concerns. It does say express your concerns, but it does say take ownership of the truth. Make sure you are owning the truth. Make sure you know the truth, because there is caution and clarity. Make sure that you are extremely clear about the truth of this situation. Okay? That you have proof. Oh, here we go. My nose is itching again. Make sure that you know the truth of this. Make sure you are clear and there is clarity, that you have proof, and then express your concerns, because only then will you avoid the pitfalls. If you are not clear, then there will be some kind of legacy that you will, and of pitfalls that you will have to negotiate. Okay, what's underneath? Yeah, you see, look at that. The elder. It's an elderly person. You have concerns about an elderly person's self care. Maybe some of you have concerns about an elderly person who is struggling to care for themselves. Okay? And it says share lessons learned. So talk to other people. There are people around you that I think you feel that you can talk to, or organizations if you don't. Um, so maybe you're contemplating talking to an elderly relative about their inability to care for themselves. Make sure you go in a caring, nurturing way, and make sure you understand the truth of the situation. Okay, this is somebody's truth and dignity that you are dealing with. There is a weariness, so I'm seeing weariness. That's not just wariness. Be cautious. Be clear. That's weariness, as in I'm tired. Okay, so there's an element of tiredness both to you and the person you're dealing with. There's an exhaustion here that maybe you need to. I'm also getting for someone, you need to be aware of your exhaustion when caring for your loved one, for when caring for this, and maybe you need to seek help. And that comes with a graceful surrender. Maybe you need to gracefully surrender to your weariness, to your understanding that you need self-care too. And this person's inability to care for themselves, you need to also um, be aware that you could be exhausting yourself. You'll be no good to anybody if you exhaust yourself, okay? So do not go down the route where you are not caring for yourself just to care for someone else. Okay, that is, they're advising caution on that. Okay, okay. So I'm drawn to take these undercurrents. Okay, okay. So we have the socialite. I'm drawn to maybe the upper echelons of society, or maybe there is something to do with the upper echelons of society. Maybe there's something to do with the society, the people around you, your peers, your social group. Okay, social dynamics. It says social dynamics. So there's some kind of social dynamic that is at play here. Strength of character. Keep motives quiet. Some of you feel like you cannot speak up about this. Some of you feel like you do not want others to know. Have strength. It comes to the nature and nurture. Have strength of character. This will in this will need your strength of character. Okay, this is a situation that needs your strength of character, but it needs nurture and it needs truth if you're going to go down this route. Okay, and I am definitely feeling that you need to. There is a truth about this situation. Your intuition is spot on with this, but there is a certain course of action that needs to be taken. The Morrigan, so the battle goddess, steadfast commitment, accepting unpleasantness, just and strategic action. Okay, so your commitment to this cause, oops, sorry, your commitment to this cause is justified. Okay, but make sure you're operating from the truth. So just and strategic action. Make sure you're operating from the truth and you're not going into the realms of vengeance, vindictiveness, or just an eye for an eye. This is not going to do you any good in this situation. You need to operate from the truth. From the truth, you will get um, just and strategic, justified action. So you will get the better results operating from the truth. Let that sword be the sword of truth, okay? And make sure you know what the truth is and not just what you want it to believe, want to believe that it is, or that other people tell you that that's the truth. Make sure you know for yourself that it is absolute truth and operate from that, and you will be okay. All right? It is going to take strength of character, this situation. And there is a modicum of please keep your motives quiet for a while. Maybe some of you need to just not talk about it for a while. Okay, maybe there are other family members or other people around who do not agree with you or who just for their own agenda may want to stop you. If you have concerns over somebody's safety or their ability to care for themselves, then there is that just and right action that you need to take. You see, there's another elderly card. This is definitely to do with an elderly person, I think, or somebody of an older age than you. Um, Completion, finding peace, dedication. Through dedication to the truth and just and right action, you will find peace eventually. Okay? You will find completion with this. Okay? The observer. Okay? Distance, prudence, waiting for opportunity. So be patient. Gather your resources, gather your truth, get your evidence, keep your motives quiet. Um, Share lessons learned is popping out to me. So maybe this has happened before, or you are aware of others who have been through this. Ask them for what happened with them and their advice. Share lessons learned. So, gather all your resources. Be detached and take some distance from this situation in the meantime, and then wait for the right opportunity. Wait for the right opening. Use your intuition, okay? Use it. It's there for a reason. Your gut is telling you this for a reason, and your gut will tell you the right time. But maybe now is not the right time, okay? Maybe now you need to be silent. You need to gather your strength, gather your resources, make sure you're operating from truth and with proof and a strength of character, and you will get through this. There, another deck. Okay, what deck do you want? I have a very stern guide. There's somebody with a stern guide that's come through. What deck do you want? What's the vibe? Tea leaves. Tea leaves. Okay. Okay. What's the tea on this? Okay. Okay. Right. Turkey. Somebody's behaving like a turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Okay? And you know who it is. Don't be that person. Okay? Don't be stupid about this. Because there's two meanings to this. Someone is behaving stupidly, and you know who it is. Okay? For others, do not behave stupidly. Do not be the turkey. Okay? Make sure you've got a solid foundation. Can you see that? Make sure you've got a solid foundation, and success will come with effort. So make sure you know what you're doing, you've got your proof, you are aware of your strengths and weaknesses, and you are harnessing other people's lessons and advice. And make sure you are patient and you wait for the right opportunity. Anything else? Oop. Okay. Temptation will test you. Okay, you will be tempted to just because you're worried. I know you're stressed. I know you're upset. I know you're worried for this person. You will not get the right answer. You will not get the right action if you go in all guns blazing with no proof. Okay, I know that that's what you're tempted to do, and temptation will test you. All right, but that's a poisoned apple. And you do not want to be eating a poisoned apple. You want the right outcome for this person. You care about them. You love them. You're worried about them. Do not be tempted to go down a path that you know will not be right for them. Okay, be patient. There is an opportunity coming for you to express your concerns in the right way. In the meantime, silence is golden. Okay? Anything else? Because there is this. The light's changing in my room. There we go. Misunderstanding the wall. Okay. So I'm getting two different messages from this. Some of you, it is a misunderstanding. So you are going in all guns blazing, and it's actually misunderstanding. You're going to end up with egg on your face, and that will be the poisoned apple that you will have to eat. Okay? It's not going to do you or that person. You could end up damaging the relationship with this person that you care about. Okay? So for some of you, it's a misunderstanding. For others, make sure you're not misunderstanding. Make sure there's no room for misunderstanding. Make sure your truth and your proof are in line. And make sure there is no room for misunderstanding. If there is any chance of being misunderstood or this situation being misinterpreted, you could do more damage to this person. Okay? They are cautioning you to be patient and calm and have a strength of character in this situation. Okay? You're going to go in. Okay? What is the outcome if they do go in? If they do all of this, what is the outcome? Okay. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Okay? So make sure that you're not operating from a place of lack. Make sure your goals are solid. Um, make sure it is definitely that you're definitely operating out of love and not out of a desire for money. Maybe somebody else is operating out of a place of lack with a desire for love or money. Okay? This is where the misunderstanding comes in. Okay? So make sure that your goals are true and make sure that the people around you are operating from the same place as you. Because if you share this with people and they don't have the same desire for the truth that you do, again, you could end up in a bad place. As long as you make sure your foundations, your tower is solid, they can't knock it down. Okay. Staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. Okay, so once you've made sure you've got your truth and your foundation and your I's are crossed and your T's are dotted and and all of that, um, you will be taken care of. There is help. Okay, and there is great and good fortune. There's a four-leaf clover. Okay, so there is good fortune shining on this. Just make sure you're operating from a place of truth and strength. Okay, make sure that your position is strong, and you will have help. Okay, let's get a vibe card. I keep being drawn to that. What's the vibe of this situation, please? What is the vibe of this situation? Any hidden vibes? Okay. Okay. Any more vibes? Any more? Okay. Okay. You're exhausted. Can you see that? You're exhausted. There's an element of exhaustion here. Came up with that card. Okay. There's an element of exhaustion. You're burned out, exhausted, burdened, and empty. Okay, there is an element of that. It could be the person you're dealing with. It could quite easily be you if you're the carer. Okay, please make sure that you understand that if you are exhausted, you cannot keep caring for this person. You need help. Okay, and do not be too proud to get help. Do not be a turkey. All right. I'm not being insulting. I'm just, you will not do this person any good. I have parents who need a lot of help right now. And you will not be doing them any good if you exhaust yourself. If you, itchy nose, spirit coming through. That's the bewitched itch. Exhausted, burned out, burdened, and empty. Make sure that you take time to recharge your batteries, which is why they are cautioning you to be patient. There is an element of patience and waiting. Wait for the right time. Strategic action. Waiting for opportunity. So that's the observer. Be the observer and take that time to recharge and recoup your energies as well, okay? Get some temporary help if you need to. Just and strategic action. Make sure it is strategic and it is the truth. So you've got possibilities. Follow your dreams, make up your mind, believe in yourself. Okay? The line that's standing out to me is believe in yourself. Once you make up your mind to do it, believe in yourself. Believe, have strength of character. There's that socialite, strength of character. Um, Now, I've got burnt bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, and turned your back on. Now, some of you have experienced that this is somebody who has been disloyal, burnt their bridges, that you do not trust. And as you have either turned your back on them or they have turned their back on you, okay? Again, make sure that you're operating from that strong foundation before you fire back, okay? Because if you don't, the what could happen could you could end up being exhausted and burned out yourself. There's also a bunch of matches on that card, which means the situation is likely to be a tinderbox, okay? It could go up quite easily with one strike. So make sure that you are patient and operating out of a place of true strength of character. But there are possibilities. Okay, there are multiple possibilities in this situation. But you do have protection. You are protected from harm, and there will be a divine intervention if you operate from the truth. Okay. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread is a phrase that's coming up for me right now in this situation. In order to prevent harm and protect those that you love, you need to make sure that you are strong, safe, protected. Do not put yourself in a position of danger, okay? Do we need anything else? Anything else? Okay. No, we don't want that one. The one underneath is vacay. Now, if you're in a stressful situation and you can get help and you can get away for a bit, have a break away, a day away, a weekend away, a vacation. If that's not possible, try to relax. Try to relax. Try to detach from it. Have a bit of fun because I know that when you're in a stressful situation, you're worried about somebody. It is very difficult to relax and have fun. And you think I can't have fun when somebody's in trouble or somebody's upset or somebody's struggling. And it's like no, but you will be able to get a clarity of truth by relaxing and just detaching. If you can't do that, just sit and breathe, okay? Very minimum. Sit and breathe. Just breathe in deeply, in and out, in and out. And the truth will come through. Okay, the truth will come through. Okay, I think that's. Do we want anything else? Any more questions? Let's get some tarot on this actually. Can't get that at the moment. We'll have to have another deck. What other deck do we want? Okay, let's have more about the person they're dealing with. Person they're dealing with. Okay, so that's the Six of Pentacles. This is either a charity, maybe you work for a charity, maybe you work for a charity that deals with the elderly. This is philanthropy. It is also those with their hand out for money. So maybe you suspect somebody of holding their hand out for money. Maybe you suspect somebody who is caring for them but is actually stealing. Maybe this is not a theft card. This is not the Seven of Swords. or even the Five of Swords, but there is this element of money with people with their hands out, and that's what I'm drawn to. People with their hands out. So maybe you've got itchy nose. They're really oh my God, they're really emphasizing this. Okay, for some of you, you know that there is somebody who is in it for the money. For others of you, we had this down here, some social dynamics and the socialite. Maybe there's an inheritance at stake that you're worried about. And people are getting involved for the money. Make sure that you are not one of them. Make sure that your motives are clear. Make sure your truth is clear. Because if you operate from your truth and you know the truth of the situation as far as you are aware, and you go in with strategic action and not all guns blazing, which is why you need to take a break from this, okay? You have the ultimate protection. The divine is much more able to help you and protect you if you are coming from a place of truth and strength of character. Oh, yeah, they're really emphasizing that, okay? Okay. So I'm getting I've got a couple of pages, Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be children involved, younger people. Maybe this is a situation. I've got the Two of Cups, so this could be a situation with your partner and either their children or the children you had with them. Okay, for some people. The Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is not a bad card, but that is the fire pony, and he does rush in and then rush out again. And what I'm being guided to say is make sure you're not this. This is not what you want to be. You do not want to be a Knight of Wands, all guns blazing, go in and then rush out again. You're kicked out just as quickly as you arrived, okay? This is a gateway, okay? This is a gateway to another situation. Make sure you are aware of the doorway that you're walking through. This Six of Cups is the past as well. So this could involve people, children from the past, family relatives, or people from the past. It could be, I don't know why I'm getting work. It could be a situation to do with work. To me, it looks like there might be family members who are gathering for the feast, if you see what I mean. They're gathering for the feast. It could be to do with your partner. It could be to do with a husband or a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, long-term partner, you know. The Six of Cups is reminiscing on the past. I'm getting maybe dementia or Alzheimer's where, they're able to remember the past but not the present. Um, let's have more on that, please. Okay. Yeah, there is temptation here. What is the temptation? What is the temptation? Okay, yeah. Okay. I know you don't want to see this, and it's not maybe not as bad, but the devil, temptation, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So some of you, I think for a large majority of you, suspect that there are people involved, either somebody who cares for your relative, cares for your partner, or family members are doing it for the money. They're gathering for the feast. There might be a temptation for you to do this. Maybe you are tempted to something to do with the money yourself. They're your relative or the person's money. Maybe you're tempted to do it, and the reading would say, no, please don't. Operate from your truth. Have strength of character. Maybe there is something to do with the care for your partner or your elderly relative that you believe to be less than savory, but you're tempted to go along with it just um, for the peace. Okay. What can I do about this? What cards do we need for that? Okay. Okay. So let's get some cards to find out what you can do about this. Okay. Other than, getting to the truth. What is the advice for the collective? What can the collective do? What is the advice? What is the advice for them? Advice is the worst advice. Armadillo. Set healthy boundaries. Okay. Set healthy boundaries, both with your time, with people and their intentions towards you and their intentions towards this person. Make sure your boundaries are healthy, that they're not fiery, that they are based in truth and have a strong foundation. Lion spirit, be generous of spirit, okay? Be compassionate. Operate from truth, compassion, and love, okay? For all, no matter what your feelings, okay? It will serve you better in in the long run, rather than you need to take the high road, okay? Don't be tempted by the wheel of fortune, okay? Because spirit, the undercurrent, what you do not see coming is that spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan. There is divine protection, okay, for you and this person, but it involves you taking the high road, not giving in to temptation, being generous of spirit and operating from a place of truth. Take time to heal. You need to heal. You're exhausted by this. It's exhausting you, or it's exhausting somebody in this situation, and they need to take time out. Again, there's be playful. This ties in with get away and have fun. For some of you, you need to get away from the situation, relax, and have fun. Okay? Take a vacation, take time out, whatever you can do to just relax and bring some good vibes in. This needs a light. There needs to be light in this situation. Okay? Um, yeah. Okay. Pig spirit. Use your mind wisely. Turn knowledge into wisdom. And squirrel, believe in yourself. So that comes down to your solid foundation and your strength of character. Okay? Turn knowledge into wisdom once you know the truth. Be wise with it. Do not go in all guns blazing. You do not want to be tempted to be the Knight of Wands. Okay? You need to use your mind wisely. Again, be wise. Okay? Wisdom is invaluable in this situation because remember, spirit has a plan. Okay? Work with God, work with spirit, work with your intuition, work with the truth, have compassion, and take time out. Okay? I think that's it. Okay? I'm with you. I'm honestly wish you so much luck with this. Please be gentle with yourself and be gentle with those involved. Okay? This is a tinderbox of a situation, and I think you know that, but take care. Lots of love. Be safe.